Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Japan. Tonight we go 97 miles and 27 laps around this 3.6 mile Suzuka circuit, featuring 18 turns, 10 to the right and 8 to the left, including the infamous 130R. It's round 17 of the ILR8 World Championship and there's 4 drivers still in the hunt for the title with 5 rounds to go. Sergeant Splinter leads the way with 183 points, with his teammate Strawblonde 7 behind. Dexter is third on 171 and Bazza is in fourth on 152, some 31 points off the lead. He has it all to do, otherwise it could be curtains for his championship hopes. Tonight I get to introduce my own ones to watch. I've put down the new boy TC, a Belgian lad, new to league racing, to see what he can get out of the car. And also Chris, he won last week in Russia. Wonder if he can do it again and finally close the gap a bit more on his teammate Jamie. There are 4 drivers out tonight. Jess is out and Sam is in the Toro Rosso. Murdoch is away. Science is in at Ferrari. Darren's out at the Renault and Shabs is in, and of course I'm out, but I'm being replaced by another Jack in the Red Bull. I'm also joined by an old league racing rival and friend of mine from years gone by. He's got a face for commentary and his name, Paul McGuinness. Paul, how are we?
Yeah, thanks for that intro, Jacko. Very much appreciated. Yep, I'm very good. Glad to be back again for ILR. And we are back here, as you say, at the Japanese Grand Prix, first held back in 1987. And it's seen its fair play of drama and excitement over the years. Hopefully tonight we will have more drama. Now, about 12 minutes to go in this session, and we have Strawblonde currently at the top of the timesheets with a 30.9 on the hard tyres. Now, Jacko, I've heard a couple of people in the paddock saying possibly a soft to medium run. What would your ideal strategy be for this race?
Obviously, being the league racing expert that I am, I'd probably be looking at a hard soft run for Japan. But I'll be completely honest with you, I haven't done any practicing, that's why I'm here with you. But if soft medium is the quickest way around it, then I don't see why you wouldn't go for it.
Yeah, indeed. I think it was actually Jack Gooding himself that suggested this. So, as we see, who's this? Crazy Flying Rob's. Oh, jeez. That was a bit of a disaster there for Crazy Flying Rob. I think that was in the S section. It's so easy to lose it through there. Yep, I think that was pretty much turn 1 or turn 2. Disaster for Crazy Flying Rob. But yeah, we'll go back to the top. We've got Camel Babble, who is currently on provisional pole with a 30.6 on the softs. And as I say that, Jack Gooding, where did that lap come from? After saying he was suffering with just rustiness and testing, he's gone up there straight to the top, Jack. Well, that's a surprise. No disrespect to Jack, of course.
Well, he's filled out my shoes well, and he's putting the car where I would be putting it, so it's good to see him at the top, but I'm not sure he'll stay there for the duration of the qualifying. I do believe he may well be on a default setup as well, with a lack of running. He's only done 10 laps, called in last minute. But it's a good start, it's positive.
Yeah, he must have had Boris Johnson changing his tyres in the pit lane, but yeah, apparently, Jack, your mic is a little bit soft according to some of the guys. We'll get a little bit soft. I'm not going there. Yeah, we'll get that sorted.
Soft, but let me sort that out for you.
Yeah, we'll get that sorted out. A little bit of technical difficulties. Slender Matt in the chat says soft to medium easily. That's exactly what we thought. But yeah, we'll see what these guys do. Currently, with 10 minutes to go, we've got T31392 is currently now second on the mediums. That's a good lap. Only 3/10 off Jack. Yeah, we're not.
New boy as well. So this is his second qualifying session in ILR. Expect more to come from him as well.
So it's currently a Red Bull 1-2. Well, Toro Rosso second, but it's a good start for the Honda guys in Japan. With Camel Babble, I think these guys are now pitting after their first run. And Norwich City's already out of the session. I wonder if
yes, a little bit of info about Norwich City. He is starting from the back of the grid today. He's given himself a challenge. He's already won 2 races in this tier, so as a reserve driver he shouldn't actually be here, but he is here. So he's given himself a challenge, starting from the back of the grid, where he can go.
Thanks for that, Jacko. As I think T31392 is still actually on a lap, on a second lap on the medium tyres, so we'll follow him round through Spoon and onto the back straight. It does look as if he's going for it, although the time does seem a little slow going through sector 2, so I think he's actually coming into the pits at the end of this lap, as we've got a yellow flag somewhere on track. I wonder if that's just somebody letting someone else through. Can't see anything on the screen. So yeah, we'll follow Straw Blonde, who is currently on an out lap, and I think he's actually second in the championship at the moment.
We'll see. 7 points behind Jamie. Straw Blonde will be certainly looking for pole position today. He's one of the drivers that's capable of getting it. He is knowing Straw Blonde. He'll be doing a couple of medium runs before going out on the softs at the end. But yeah, he'll be up there towards the front of the grid.
Yeah, indeed, he's actually letting someone through at the moment.
Over, yeah, so that's that lap over.
I think, as you said, he's just getting himself prepared. He's warming the tyres up, left, right, left, right, left, right. So we will follow him, as I think he's about to start his lap now. He's done quite a good bank out of a 30.9, but I'm sure he can go a lot faster now, as he drops the throttle down the
he did that time on the hards as well, so this is his medium run.
Yeah, no, indeed, that's a great time on the hards actually. Through someone, this is very tricky. This whole section even is very tricky. We've got a yellow flag just up ahead. Hopefully it won't affect Straw Blonde too much. Is this sector here?
Teammate, but I've been told not to criticise his teammate.
Ooh, not sure what's going on with that one, but I'll just go with you on that. But yeah, he's through it, Dunlop now into the end of sector 1. He's got a lot of traffic ahead actually, but he's already 6/10 up on his time. As there they go, the legendary Mr. John finally get to commentate on the legendary Mr. John, but we'll follow Straw Blonde at the moment through this hairpin. Again, very, very tricky on the exit with the traction, but that looks pretty good. As Monkey Meg sets the fastest time of 29.9 on the softs. As we follow Straw Blonde through Spoon. It's important not to run too wide here. Get on the throttle nice and easy through here. Yeah.
King has retired from the session, so that's the 2 reserve drivers now at the back of the grid for the race.
Yep, not ideal.
Through 130R, coming down into the final chicane, heavy braking point here.
Yep, as he's through the final corner. That's looking like a good lap, Jacko.
Yeah, where's it put him? P2.
Wow. Just
good lap. On medium as well, so the soft run to come.
Yeah, he's just over a 10th off. That's pretty impressive on the medium tyres.
And in all that, we actually missed Monkey Meg's lap on the softs, which went fastest.
Yeah, and the Williams too. What's going on? Williams on pole? What's this? What is this? That's ILR8 for you. Anything can happen. As we see, I think someone else went up there. I think that was Sergeant Splinter. I think went up to. In fact, no, sorry, it was Baz actually. Goes up into 7th place on the hard tyres. Again, that's a good lap. Yeah, that's a very good lap. As what's going.
Currently out of form. He's had 1 podium in the last 8 races, but the 8 races prior to that he had 4 podiums, a 50% hit rate. But he's certainly dropped off in this second half of the season. He needs something in this race to keep his championship hopes alive.
Yeah, no, he had a very, very good start to the season. He was winning quite a few races when I've been tuning in.
He won Bahrain and he had 3 third places as well. But he was always in the top half of the points.
Yeah,
I was just going to go second on the medium.
What's that, 30 thousandths of a second or something like that? That's something nothing like at all. That's nothing at all. So we've got just under 5 minutes to go, and I think Baza. I think it's maybe, I'm still watching Baza at the moment. I think he's going for another lap. Oh, and he's...
Oh, he loses it there.
Yeah, that's that lap over. Just a little bit too greedy on the exit. Yeah, indeed. There's not much fuel left, so he'll be pitting at the end of this lap. Let's see who else have we got out on track. We have Sergeant Splinter, the man. In fact, he's pulling over to the side.
Yeah,
coming to pits, yeah.
I think Camo Babo might be on a lap, currently in 5th on the softs.
As yep, he's now coming up to the final corner. It's not looking... I think he might be coming in. Yep, he is indeed.
He is. A lot of drivers in ILR8 have been complaining about that final corner. Apparently it's very bumpy on the exit. I couldn't tell you myself, but particularly the championship leader, he had a lot of problems with that final corner in practice.
Yeah, I know coming down onto the pit straight's a little bumpy. There is a bump on the exit there. I wonder if that's what the guys are talking about. But I wonder, Shabs is on a lap. I think he's probably going to be coming into the pits at the end of this little one. As these guys get ready for their final runs. We've got pretty much 5, 6, 7 people out on circuit at the moment, ready for an outlap. And I think Jack Gooding is pretty much now setting his probably final lap, I would imagine.
Be the first the front runners out then.
As he's through this tricky...
Still yellow flags out in sector 2 at the moment. I'm not sure why.
Yep, I think Crazy Flying Rob is off at Degner 2, I think that is.
Yeah, and there he is. He's just retired from the session. So.
Yep, so he's ran, I think he's probably ran wide at the first Degner and just ended off on the gravel. It's quite a difficult...
One to keep your eye on is Pro Opa, currently down in 14th, but has been qualifying sort of top 10 all season, so this should be a good lap from him as he heads down towards Spoon Curve.
A little bit wide there, but he's got some good speed onto the back straight. We'll ride on board with him as we go through 130 up. Definitely the best corner of this circuit, just absolutely flat out.
Fully committed there from Pro Opa as well. Into the final chicane. Right, then a quick dart to the left before you open up the throttle. Down onto the pit straight, across the bump, and across the line. Where does this put him? P7. Good lap.
Yeah.
Jack Gooden. Oh, he pits.
Ooh. That's interesting from Jack there.
And TC goes fastest. The new boy. A 1:29.4.
Yeah, that's... And retires instantly, so he's pretty much satisfied with that lap.
He's happy with that.
Yeah. And so he should be at...
quicker.
That's
fast.
Yeah, that's mega fast from TC1392. So I think at the moment we're pretty...
Baza is on an outlap currently. Should have enough time to make it round. On the watch, he's on mediums. The highest runner of the mediums.
Yep, and Jack Gooding bottled his lap.
Sergeant Splinter, sorry, is the highest on the mediums.
Yep, just watching Bisma here into the final corner. He's already 8 tenths up on his previous best. And what's he going to cross the line? He's going to do a 130.2. That's his 6th place on the... Yeah. But you know, just getting word in that Jack Gooding actually bottled his final run there, so not ideal for him. And he is on an outlap again. He's not going to get that finished with...
He's not going to... He's run out of time, surely.
With 24 seconds to go. Jack, what is that? Yeah, we're just now coming up to the Monkey Meg. I don't know what's run wide at Tom. It looks like a bit of front wing damage.
Yep. Where was that? Sector 1?
Yeah, first corner. Pretty much.
He won't be improving on second. DC's pole stays pole for the moment.
So a lot of people on outlaps, but time's pretty much up, so
Yeah.
Unless...
Splinter and Straw Blonde on outlaps, but
Yeah.
the qualifying has ended.
Yeah, that's a little strange.
So anybody on a lap, people like Camo Babo, Tudai, Morris has just retired, they're the only ones that could really do anything. So yeah, Camo Babo's your one to watch at the moment.
And he's currently 3/10 up on his best, so that would put him currently in about second or third position. In fact, 2/10 now, so yeah, he's still heading for a top 3 at the moment. Let's see if he can keep this up.
Camo Babo struggling to find form ever since his win in Monaco. As Biesma retires.
Indeed, we've currently have these guys on their final laps, and as you see, Jacko, it's Camo Babo wants to re-find his form as he's now coming down the back straight. DRS, this is a DRS straight, I think, and he's now coming up to the second sector. 3/10 up on his best, so at the moment he is heading for second position, I would say, if he can get this final chicane. He has got a bit of traffic. Oh,
traffic there. I hope he ghosted.
That's not ideal.
And that puts him P2, you were right.
Oh, yeah, P2.
It's his best qualifying of the season.
Oh,
but I do believe Splinter and Straw Blonde, they're still on laps. Splinter's 4/10 up.
Just about to say that. That's strange.
Into the final chicane. It'll be good enough for P2 if he keeps it up.
Is he out of fuel? I think he's out of fuel.
He's out of fuel?
Yeah. He's definitely out of fuel. That was a strange end to that session.
He was 8/10 up as well. What about Straw Blonde pits? Ferry Ellis is the only guy out on track. He's going through the final corner now. And pits, so that's it. Qualifying is over.
Indeed, I wonder if it was actually Ferry there that got in the way of Camo Babo that final corner.
I'm not sure. I think it might have been the other Haas car over.
Yeah, possibly. But there we go then. It's the debutant T31292 that has taken pole position at the Japanese Grand Prix. We'll give you a further rundown once all the cars come across the line. We've got 5 seconds left, and we'll give you a full rundown.
I have been informed that the lobby host has left pit assist on. I don't know who did that. Certainly not something I would do.
Oh, no, definitely not you, Jacko. You wouldn't do that. You just wouldn't do that.
I would not do that. Looks like the drivers won't have to worry about pit entry.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's the Belgian T31293 that takes pole position in the Toro Rosso, followed by Camo Babo. Good lap there at the end to secure second, with Monkey Meg in third, Sergeant Splinter in fourth, with Straw Blonde in fifth. Jack Gooding bottles his final lap but starts in sixth, with Biesma in seventh. Tudani in eighth, with Morris in ninth. Propa, LR Speedwood, Dexter, Baza, Indecisive, Shabs, Ferry Elias, Crazy Flying Rob, Mr. John, and Norwich City and GG Gaming King round out the grid. As we've got a question in the chat from Mr. Daza, predictions on the win.
Well, after you, Paul.
Well, commentator's curse, but surely it's got to be TC, with that lap there. But then again, we've seen it before. People have good one lap pace, but when it comes to the race, they bottle it. So we'll see what happens, as it does look very cloudy in Suzuka. We've not been told whether there's rain or not, so surprise for
us, yeah.
For us, I guess.
Earlier in the Twitter group chat, I did tip Dexter to win the race. He ended up 12th in qualifying on the mediums on a 130.9, so he'll have options outside the top 10. But I think you might be right. TC, one of my drivers on the ones to watch list as well today. So he could be well up for a win in only his second start as well.
Yep, now as we're getting ready for the formation lap, Jacko.
Okay.
Which
See a
is
little overview of the track. It's a 405-metre run down into the swooping first right-hand turn, which carries you through the S's of Sector 1, and then you go up into the Degners, up the hill to an overtaking opportunity at the hairpin before a long run down into Spoon Curve, and then Sector 3. Drivers will travel along the back straight, where they'll reach speeds of over 190 miles an hour before they turn left into 130R, and then they hit that final chicane and that last turn, where the drivers have been complaining about all week, where it's bumpy on the exit. That's a lap of Suzuka in short. I think you want to take us through the grid pool.
Yeah, thank you for that overview. So, as I've said, TC, sorry, what a lap in qualifying. He's definitely one to watch for this race. And he starts on the soft tires with Camel Babel and Monkey Meg the same. Your first medium runner is Sergeant Splinter in 4th with Straw Blonde in 5th. So the two Saubers are going for the same strategy, which is interesting. In 6th place we have Jack Gooding. He said in the press conference he didn't have a very good end to the lap. Could have maybe have challenged for a bit further up the grid, but still 6th place is pretty decent. Mbisma starts in 7th on the mediums with Tudani, in 8th on the softs with Moras and Pro Opa, rounding out your top 10 on the softs as well, with LR Speedwood in 11th. Dexter, Jacko's pick for the win earlier, we'll see what happens with that, in 12th with Baza, who's apparently in a car park with some BMs there, that's interesting, and 13th with Indecisive, I don't know what's going on with these camera angles, and 14th, Shabs is in 15th, with Ferry in 16th on the softs. Crazy Flying Rob is on the mediums as well. Mr. John, oh, there's a Ferrari off.
Legend.
Yeah, there was
Ferrari off.
I think that was there's someone was off at the back. Yeah, it was definitely a Ferrari.
Yes,
so that's not a good start to that race for him. But Mr. John is 18th with Norwich City in 19th, and GG Gaming King rounds out the grid in the Ferrari.
There's no damage to that Ferrari car of Mark Biesma, but he did have an off there on the exit of 130R.
That does not set him up well for the race, but he will make his way through all these cars to take up his correct grid position.
I will let you take the lead on this one.
No worries at all, Jacko. So we've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's lights out for the Japanese Grand Prix. Come on, race director, let's go. The lights have gone off, but for some reason we are stuck on the grid at, I think, what are we now? And we are away now. There's a lot of penalties there for jump starts. I'm not sure what happened there.
Camababo takes the lead.
Indeed, Camababo straight into the lead there. That was a very, very strange start. Straw Blood, TC13, it's dropped 2 positions from where he started. Maybe that grid affected him as well. As we go through the grid, a lot of cars jostling for position in midfield. And Tudani's had a collision with Jack and has a 3-place penalty already. Not a good start for him, as he is in 4th place. We've got a couple of yellow flags, but out front, Camel Babble is at 8/10 of a second lead from Strawblond. T31392 to Danny, Jack. Baza's had a good start. Let's see where Baza.
From 13th on the grid, he's up to 6th.
Wow, that's an amazing
I'll tell you
start.
the critical one. Straw Blonde in 2nd. His teammate is down in 8th.
Wow, those guys started side by side. Yeah, indeed, that's not a good start there for Splinter. There's a couple of incidents down the back, I think. Let's see, we've got, oh yeah, we've got the force in there of Moras, who has had a little spin at the hairpin.
Oh, and he's lost a bit of wing as well.
I think just the cold tyres there, just not a lot of traction, and he will be in the pits at the end of this lap. And at the end of the first lap then we have Camel Babble, who has made up a couple of positions there from Straw Blonde, T31292 to Danny, Jack, Baza, Monkey Meg, who I think was top 3 for Monkey Meg. Splinter was 8th, Dexter 9th, and Bisma in 10th, as he's lining up Dexter for a move into turn 1 Will he outbrake him? No, he hangs back. And GG Gaming King has already got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Although,
I don't know how he's done that with pit assist on.
I was just about to. I was
Unless
literally
he's turned it off.
I was literally just about to ask you there. I had the question marks in my head there. So yeah, Straw Blonde on the medium tires is keeping track with Camel Babble at the moment. It's important he does keep up with the guys in front. And Indecisive has rejoined the session. Didn't even know he left, but there we go. So after lap 2, we'll see what these guys are going to do. We've got Speedwood and Indecisive, but obviously Indecisive has just rejoined, so that isn't really a battle there. So yeah, Jack, what happened at the start there? Did you really see what happened there?
Well, I saw 5 lights, and then I saw 5 lights go out, and nobody went. And when they did go, half the drivers reacted and half of them didn't. But I can't see what they were seeing on their screen. Pro Opa got a 5-second head start.
Oh, what was that? Oh, there was a Ferrari just... Whoa! Beastma just literally cut the whole final chicane and has gained about 4 positions from it.
He got a 10-second penalty for it though.
What was he doing there though? That was... I don't think I've seen that in a league race before. I wondered if he just got caught out by the guys in front, but he's got a 10-second penalty now, so there's no point of him, hanging back. May as well just
get his head down and go on from there. Worry about the 10 seconds at the end.
Indeed, I'd like to see that from his view at the end of the race, because that was very interesting. As we get Dexter and Baz are going side by side up Dunlop. That's not into dead no one.
Dropped down to 10th as well. He was 6th, don't forget.
Indeed.
Pro Opa's off and round, and he collects Norwich City, the reserve. He loses a bit of his wing.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate there.
What are your thoughts on Bazzi? He was up to 6th, he's now 10th on the halves. Is it just a matter of long run, stay out of trouble, put the softs on at the end and go for it?
Yeah, I think that's his best bet, to be fair. Just try and stay out of trouble. Obviously he was going to get overtaken, obviously, by the guys in the softer tyres, but as you say, it's about the long run here. He'll go pretty deep into this race, and at the end of the race, provided he doesn't lose too much time, he should be able to claw some time back. But I bet you Baz is thinking, with that start, what if I'd put on the mediums? Could I have made up more positions considering where he was? But yeah, we'll see where he ends up at the end of the race.
I'll tell you what, mixed fortunes down at Racing Point. They was like 7th and 8th on the grid. Moras obviously had that problem on lap 1, but Tudai holding his own up in 6th. Very good drive. Probably get a nosebleed whilst he's up there. But very good drive so far.
Yeah, with this circuit, it's quite difficult to overtake in places. I think it was last season I managed to hold back about 8 cars on the harder tyre. So as long as he keeps, yeah, indeed. As we see, Splinter just almost went onto the grass there. He's really struggling at the moment.
Winning the tyres on the race.
Yeah, I think he actually got into the grass in the braking zone at the hairpin, and almost ended up in the grass, so no ideal for him at the moment. And Matty is in the chat. Dex is best. Well, Dex is currently sitting in 9th place. How's your prediction going at the moment, Jacko? What do you think? Dex for the win still?
It's a long way to go, mate. 22 laps. That's all I'm going to say. But in that time when Gaming King retired, Monkey Meg actually got past Tudai for 6th place. And Beesma seems to be hunting down Jack for 4th now. He runs a little wide into turn 1.
Yep. Nico just brought up the intervals to the car head, and as you can see, Beesma is only a second behind Jack and should be getting the DRS at the end of this lap. Has it got a yellow flag? Is that Crazy Flying Rob? It's not Crazy Flying Rob. Who have we got? This had an incident in Sector 1 then. Let's have a look. I can't actually see anything on...
Oh no, Rob, it's Rob.
Is it Rob?
Reversing onto the track in I don't know, is that Sector 1?
Oh, there we go, now we can see him.
Lost his front wing.
You can see him there, I couldn't see him behind those barriers, but there we go, there is Crazy Flying Rob. The culprit of that yellow flag.
He's just had a pit stop as well. Those tyres are brand new.
Oh, that is a disaster. Yeah, it's a disaster for Rob. But not so much of a disaster for Camel Babble up front. Lap 5, he leads by 1.4 seconds over Straw Blonde, and we've still got some yellow flags out. I wonder if that's still for Rob. I think so. And we'll get TC just catching up, as only now 9/10 behind Straw Blonde, the man that was on pole position. Got caught out by that start. Not quite sure what happened. I'm sure we'll find out after the race. As Jack Gooding sets the fastest lap in the Red Bull, 2.7 behind TC. And I think Jack says he was using a pad tonight, so we'll still be readjusting to that. He's been using the wheel for a couple.
Does Jack, doesn't he? He really does.
Yeah.
As it stands,
oh, he spun it.
Like this.
Oh, that's commentator's cut right there. Oh no, oh no, oh no, Jack, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We'll come off of that.
He's struggling to get his car going.
Oh no. What have I done? Oh no. Yeah, I think I should move away from that one.
I was just going to say, if it finishes like this, Chris will be leading the championship by 9 points over Jamie, so we'll have a change at the top of the standings if it stays like this. In fact, I'm incorrect. No, I'm not. He'll be leading it by 2 points. So it'll be Chris 193 and Jamie 191 as it stands.
Thanks for that, Jacko, on the live championship order status at the moment. As we see, I need to just quickly go on board at the moment with Mr. John. I've raced with this man for
in the points.
Yeah, I've raced this man for so many years, and you know, it's finally good to see him in ILR. And as you say, Jacko, he's currently running the points, but Speedwood does have a bit of speed at the moment. Is he going to challenge on the inside of 130R? That would be some move if he did.
He does.
No, he backed.
All the experience to keep him behind him. Speedwood currently the informed driver in ILR8. Points in, as they made contact there. Points in his last 3 races, including a win and a podium in Russia. John goes down to 11th. Still looking for his first point in ILR.
Indeed, he's knocking on the door of the points at the moment, but still got a long way to go. So, lap 7. I think I read some comments in the chat about pit stops being about lap 11, lap 12, something like that for the soft runners. So, Camel Babble's tyres will be going off ever so slightly.
Raz has picked up a time penalty there.
So, I reckon he's probably ran wide somewhere, and the game has given him a penalty for that. Unlucky for Basil.
Regular corner cutting as well.
Yeah, so he must have been going wide quite a lot to be doing that, but it's quite quiet on track at the moment. As we come up to this final corner, we've seen so many famous moments in that last corner, Jacko. Senna, Prost. That's just such an iconic track, isn't it?
Synonymous with Formula 1.
And that's...
I was just going to say, there's a battle for 7th going on. Dexter's on the tail of Tudite.
He seems to be quite far back at the moment. I don't think he'll get him into turn 1 though, even with the RS.
He went deep into the chicane now. He's the faster driver at the moment. Tudite's pace starting to fall off.
Yep. Just having a look at his tyres, they don't seem...
sliding all over the place.
Yeah. His tyres do seem quite blistered at the front. And this is good knowledge for the guys racing later on tonight. Because to be honest, I don't have any clue about strategy, Jacko, so...
We're just going to let this one play out in front of us.
Yeah.
Just a note on Dexter as well. Owen Wyatt, the regular commentator, he's been saying how Dexter has the best helmet design of everyone in ILR8. It's a new helmet design this week. He's gone for the festive look, as this is the last official race of this tier this calendar year.
Oh!
2 die spins.
Oh no!
Oh no, and it's all over. 2 dies out. Dexter's still going, but he can't find reverse. He has now. This is good news for people like Speedwood and John. Surely Dexter will have to pit. Yeah, he's an awful wing damage. Mr. John up into the points.
Yeah, that's ruined his strategy because he'll have to now go, assuming, onto a set of hard tyres, you would imagine.
From here on, it has to be.
Yeah. And the fan favourite Dexter has had a bit of a disaster there. Not very festive, as Jacko was saying. And surely he will put on the hard tyres, which he does. It sort of reminds me a little of Lewis Hamilton's helmet. Sort of.
A little bit.
The one he used in the US. Sort of the red, and it's quite, actually I do quite like that. As we need to go back to the front, Jacko, we've got a battle about to commence for the lead of the race. As Camel Babble's tyres are probably about to hit the cliff. There we go, get a better view of that Alpha. Mr. Danny has left the session.
Yeah, that was, well, it was no one's fault as a racing incident. 2 die lost the rear of the car on the exit of Spoon, and just Dexter was in the wrong place at the wrong time, so both their races over. Dexter down in 15th now.
Yep.
Short Blonde is on the back of Camo Babbo.
I see a racing incident.
Straight. DRS wide open. On the preferred strategy as well. Straw Blonde, will he look to go to the inside of turn 1? He knows better than that. I really like how TC's driving his race. He's just hanging back from the left hand with wise head.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a very impressive drive so far. He lost the lead at the start due to that crazy light glitch, and he will be probably pitting with the next couple of laps for the medium tyres. But we've still got Straw Blonde on the back of Camel Babble, lining up for a move, coming up to Spoon now. And he'll be lining up. Oh, he's got a bit of curb there on the exit, and that's not going to help.
Camo streak's clear. Should have enough to defend into the chicane.
Yeah, Khalifa, you would imagine that Straw Blonde does have this in the bag, but I've already seen a couple of incidents already, so nothing is confirmed as of yet. As you see, TC is in the pits, as I would imagine, Jacko, lap 11 or 12, and this will be,
considering we don't know anything.
I've got slight inside knowledge, slight, and he's on to the medium tyres. That will be him to the end, and where is he going to rejoin? This is critical. He should be clearer behind Baza, and that has worked out pretty well for TC. He can get his head down out and possibly go for the undercut on Camo, you'd imagine, as Straw Blonde will be going further on.
Camo's going to have to pit this lap, surely. Losing time to Straw Blonde. And Khalifa in the chat, he's right about that. It must be in the bag, you would assume.
Indeed. So, Straw Blonde at the moment, there's really no point in losing much time stuck behind Camo. wouldn't fight that too much. His Cam was probably going to be pitting at the end of this lap, as you say. The interesting thing is Biesma in third, you know, after that, you know, chicane incident, he's managed to find himself up into third at the moment.
Yeah,
Yet to pit, of course.
We'll have that 10 seconds to add on at the end of the race.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see some stewards reports on that come the end of the race.
Camo Babbo pits.
That's Camo Babbo.
G4 mediums. Indeed it is.
I'll keep an eye on TC. He's coming into the final corner now. Over that bump. I think it's going to be pretty close.
At the end of the pit lane. There goes Bazza. Camo will come out ahead of TC, but he has closed the gap, has the Belgian driver. In fact, there's only a car's length between them before the around the pit stops. It was a 2-second gap.
Yeah, so the undercut definitely the way to go on this circuit. It's really difficult to pass, and yeah, I'm sure TC has now got the bit between his teeth and will be pushing to get ahead of Camo Babbo for, at the moment, I would say a net second place.
Yeah.
With Straw Blonde obviously on the medium tyres out front. I think this is probably the closest battle we've got on track just now.
I do believe so. You've got a few drivers on different strategies. You've got to wait for them to have their pit stops. People like Bazza. Be interesting to see what happens. There's a problem with Matt in the Mercedes. He's lost a bit of his front end plate there. Jack Gooden overtakes him on the inside of one of the S's.
Yeah.
So Matt's had a bit of contact, I think, with his own teammate actually. Dexter in the walls.
Yeah. I think that's all the pressure I've put on him to win this race. It's not coming to fruition at the moment.
You told me not to curse him before the race started. That's exactly what I've done.
Oh, what happened there? Okay, TC has got ahead of Camo Babbo quite a long way before turn 1. Now I don't think there's much difference in speed with these guys, but that was interesting. Fortunately we missed that one. But yeah, TC is now ahead of Camo Babbo for 5th place.
Be interesting to see where Zoltan comes out in all of this. He'll be on the faster soft tyre when he does pit, but TC, the net lead as it stands.
Yep, just looking at the pit stops, the top 4 have yet to pit, and as Jacko says, TC is looking at the moment to be the net lead. We have yellow flags. Not sure what that was for, but yeah, TC is currently in the net lead. As you bring up the tyres there, you can see the top 4 have done 12 laps on their mediums and hards for Bazza, who's likely to be going quite a lot further in this race. And this now could affect the likes of TC. He'll be looking to get past Bazza ASAP.
Yellow flags again. I think it's Pro, but it is. There's a racing point in the gravel, more or less. That's at the top of the S's, I believe, as he heads down into Degner 1. Pro are involved in that too.
Ooh. Yep, more.
Indeed retired now.
Yep. Oh, hello. I just caught that at the end of the stream, at the end of the... Wow, okay. Ferry has just absolutely ended up in the barriers. Not even sure where that is. I think it's Dunlop, maybe? Or maybe up towards Degner 1. But yep, the Haas is out of the race as well. I just think Norwich City is in the pits. He is coming out on a set of the medium tyres.
His second stop today. not gone to plan. He wanted to start from the back and fight his way to the front, but instead he's fighting for 13th place with indecisive Matt.
Indeed, so but
he's still in the points.
Yeah,
P9.
He's actually just on board with Mr. John. He's actually going quite well in that Williams. And at the moment, he's got an 11-second gap back to Shabs. He's looking good. I don't want to curse him, but he's looking good at the moment.
Yet to pit, but Norwich did pit when he was ahead of John.
So hopefully, if Mr. John gets in the pits with the next couple of laps, hopefully.
I don't think he's quite got the gap to Shabs yet, but he should be able to close him down in the final laps. Speedwood also yet to pit, along with Plaza, Splinter, Beesbert and race leader Straw Blonde, all on different strategies.
Oh, we're going to see Jack on the inside of 130R. What a move on Shabs. As Dexter's trying to get involved in that as well. Jack is then making his way back through the field as Camel, Babbo and Baza. I think Baza's had a bit of an incident there. It's quite slow on the exit of Degner 1. It's probably ended up on the grass on the inside. It's pretty easy to do. But Baza's away again. No damage, thankfully.
Just going to touch on Shabs. It's been an awfully quiet race for him considering what happened in Russia. He had incidents with 4 drivers, including myself. But he looks like he's struggling here. Dexter's all over the back of him.
Oh, it just looks as if he's no rear traction at all.
He's not happy, is he?
No. Especially just out of that last corner there, it's just all over the place.
Picks up the grass.
Oh.
Clonks the inside curb. Up to the hairpin.
Yep, so these two are having a nice little battle for 11th place at the moment. As Dexter is all over the back of Shabs. This is definitely the closest battle on track at the moment. Mercedes versus Renault. We'll see if
TC is working into that gap that Straw Blonde has. He's now just over 20 seconds. That's the gap to the leader. But that was 24, 25 when he came up behind Camo Babbo. So Straw Blonde's tyres are going. TC should almost certainly be in the lead when the time comes for Chris to pit.
Yeah, there's just a bit of weaving going on here on the start-finish straight. As Tom in the chat says, hello Paul and Matt.
Well, you almost got my name right, it's got 4 letters in it.
Yeah, Tom's actually Jacko, the legendary Jacko, alongside me tonight. Matt is away doing Matt things. Yeah,
he gets it slowed down. Be where you want to keep an eye on TC.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on TC. TC is coming up to the final corner now.
Beesma gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He should have left pit assist on. Sergeant Splinter pits, so the Alphas are double stacking.
Wait a Straw Blonde.
Down the pit straight.
Oh.
Straw Blonde accelerates away. TC will take the lead into turn 1. He's got it.
Yep, we predicted that.
First, he has gained 2 positions. Camo Babbo's lost out there in 3rd.
But Straw Blonde is on the soft tyres, or will they last to the end? That's the question.
10 laps they should, they're fresh, aren't they? So
yeah,
you'd expect him to catch TC this lap or next lap and then just drive away.
Oh, TC's
TC loose.
On the run up to the hairpin now. Will he try it up the inside? Not quite. Straw Blonde's got to be careful. Plan this out. Line him up on the run. There's quite a battle. Oh, round the outside.
He's done it.
Round it. What a move! Straw Blonde into the lead of the race on those soft tyres. And we'll now expect him to drive away into the distance. But
I don't want to speak too soon, but that is a championship-winning move. His teammate stuck down in P7. Chris on for his 4th win of the season if it finishes like this.
That's some impressive amount of wins, it must be said. We've only got, what, 4 rounds or something left of the season?
4 after this one, yes.
So that's
America, Mexico, Brazil and Abu Dhabi.
Pretty sure Strawball will have it wrapped up by Abu Dhabi, but you know, nothing is impossible. Especially in ILR8, we've seen so many crazy races, and yeah, we'll see what happens. We've still got 9 laps as this race is flown by. We've got 9 laps or so left of this race now. And that is,
as it stands, Chris would have an 11-point lead in the championship. Of course, Baz are yet to pit.
and good point. Actually, now he's under attack from Biesma. Up the inside at the hairpin. Oh, Biesma's round the outside, bit of contact. But they just about got away with that. And Biesma is through into 4th place. Is Biesma pitted as well?
Biesma has pitted.
Yes, Biesma has pitted. So
he got a 5-second penalty as well for speeding in the pit lane. So that's 15 seconds at the end of his race. That's going to hurt.
Yeah, it's not been the best of races for Biesma. He does have the pace, but just some unfortunate incidents have left him with 15 seconds worth of penalties.
Strawborn picks up the fastest lap as an extra point.
Meanwhile, down in 9th place, we've got a battle between Jack Gooding and Speedwood. Tell you what, Jack is looking very feisty in this race.
He is. He had an awful race. I think he's just trying to prove something here. Of course, ILR league owner, Jack Gooding.
Will he throw it down the inside of the final corner? He's going for it. He's going for it. Oh, bit of contact. Nothing too major though.
Speedwood should just get away with that one.
You don't want to be cutting Jack Gooding off, that's for sure.
Of all the people, he's going to make a move into turn 1 here. Oh, a bit more contact.
Those guys are on the edge.
Going round. That's a position gained. P8 for Jack Gooding.
Sporting that Jensen Button helmet as he always has done. Jack is up to 8th place.
By the way, we missed Mr. John's pit stop, but he's now starting to cut the gap down to Pro Opa. And then there's a slightly bigger gap to Dexter and then Norwich again. So a long way out of the points now for Mr. John, but still 7 laps remaining. Can he make something of this race? There's a battle for 6th, by the way.
As we've got Baz's final in the pits as well. But we'll watch this battle between Meg and Splinter. One Williams fighting for 6th, the other in 13th. As we'll see where Bazza comes out. I think he should be behind Jack, I would imagine. No, Jack's miles back. So Bazza will come out in 7th place as it currently stands.
By the way, Straw Blonde has absolutely driven away from the Belgian driver TC. 6 seconds clear now.
Wow. That's only a few laps as well. That's crazy speed. Crazy speed there.
He doesn't have the fastest lap either at the moment. I think Splinter took that off of him. But 6.5 seconds clear.
He's just driving superbly, so smooth. Not really taking any risks, but that's how you win championships. And at the moment, he will extend his lead, as Jacko has been saying, to 11 points. Just watch.
He's not dominated the season either. He's had his fair share of bad luck here and there. He had a 12th place finish in Bahrain. He had a DNS even in Singapore. But he's He's always been there. He's kept winning the races just to keep him in it, and now he's 6 laps away from taking the lead off of his teammate of the championship for the first time this season. Just at the right time. 4 races to go.
Yeah, indeed, it's all about consistency in these championships. Don't necessarily need to win everything, but you know, who's not going to turn down a win every now and again? Strobond. Oh, he's a little bit.
He's just teasing us. He's teasing us.
Oh, I thought that was an incoming disaster there. Jeez, don't do that.
In fact, he extended his lead over TC whilst doing that. That's how good he is.
I've just seen that back. Oh, jeez, that was close to disaster there. As
yellow flags out. I'm not sure who or why.
Indecisive is off at the back on 15th.
Yep. 1 lap down.
And that was in the S's.
Yep.
It's just
managed to swing again. It's got a lot of drivers out today.
Indeed, there's only just
Jack Goodin sideways.
Yeah, Jack's having fun tonight, you can put it that way. But yeah, no, Indecisive's literally just put new tyres on, so he's not having a good time out there. Oh, I love this helicopter shot. Camel Babel and Biesma, 3rd and 4th. 4/10 of a second between them. McLaren versus Ferrari, like the good old days. Hopefully we'll see that back again at some point.
Millennial fans wouldn't know what McLaren versus Ferrari is.
Yeah, they'll be like, what? Oh, wait a minute, Biesma. Oh, Biesma's off. Biesma's off, never mind. Curse that again. Just lost it on the rear, bounced across the gravel. And that battle is over. There you go. No more Ferrari versus McLaren. There you go.
So it's like modern day F1 again.
Yeah, it's modern. For a split second we were in 2000s, but nah, back to normal now. And that was the closest battle on track that we had. So everyone is...
What that does is it actually brings Splinter to within that penalty distance of Biesma. So Splinter will be 4th at the end of this race. He doesn't have any penalties.
That's a very good point, Jacko. So it's 15 seconds worth.
Yep.
So at the moment that's looking like 6th probably at the moment. Because Baz is just a little bit too far back just now. But yeah, you know, Biesma's had a very interesting race. He does have the pace. He just needs to iron out all these silly little mistakes, and I'm sure he'll be up there fighting for wins again.
In fact, if Sergeant Splinter can move up to 4th, which he will still be behind in the championship, but he'll only be 5 points behind struggling.
Ooh.
Yellow flags. Indecisive Matt has retired. We saw that one coming, didn't we?
Yeah, I can imagine where that probably was.
Not had the best day.
Definitely not. So we have 5 laps to go. In the chat, guys, if you want to put your driver of the day, we will add that vote at the end of the race. Jacko, I must ask you, who would you say is your driver of the day?
Quite simply, Straw Blonde.
Yeah, it's got to be, hasn't it?
Cracking drive.
Absolutely bossing out front.
Yeah, TC, honourable mention, and Camo Babo holding off both of them at in the first stint of the race. But Straw Blonde for sure.
Yeah, no, if this was F1, we'd be giving, like proper F1, we'd be giving driver of the day to Mr. John. Just because he's Mr. John. You know what, Jacko? Just because
Mr. John,
Mr. John's my driver of the day. Just because.
And you know what? It's fully deserved. He's in P13. He's still going. One-stop strategy's not quite worked out for him, but because it's Mr. John, I'm going to revoke my driver of the day award from Straw Blonde and give it to Mr. John. So unanimously, driver of the day is Mr. John.
He'll be celebrating with some Homer Simpson gif at the end of this race, no doubt.
He will as well.
He'll be like, yeah, go Homer, Homer. Anyway, back to the front with 4 laps they go. Stroll, what an absolute drive. 10.5 seconds ahead of TC. That is mad. What? It's like we're running out of words to actually say about how good this drive is. It's just...
Oh, hang on, Bazza's in the wall's fault.
Oh,
He's got
Bazza.
wing damage. He's dropping out of the points here. His pits.
And this will bring
That-
Mr. John up another position.
I'm afraid that is the championship over for
Oh.
Yeah, Bazza.
After such a strong start to the season, he'll be absolutely gutted with that one. As he'll now come out. You know what, it may actually be close with Mr. John, to be honest.
Mr. John's going to get it.
And Shabs as well, maybe. Could be close to Shabs at the end.
Yeah. Bazza finished 15th in Russia. Looks like he's on for 14th in Japan.
Oh, it's so unlucky, you know. It's just you get that sometimes in the racing.
Oh, over the sideways
Proper.
and on the gravel.
Oh, hello.
All over the place.
I've been waiting so long to say this, but he's finally made a hass of that one. As Speedwood Norwich City.
Oh,
Side by
he's
side.
done so well up to this point.
Side by side into 130R. Oh, they're still side by side. Oh, it's contact. Oh, they're both off the track. Sorry, Jacko. Yeah.
All right, mate.
Just had to get that one in there, you know. It's a perfect opportunity. But disappointed if I didn't. Come on. I think
Because it's you, I'll let you have it.
do View
flags out again.
in sector 2. But I tell you what though, we'll rule Beesma out of this one because obviously with these penalties. But Splinter's not too far behind now. With 3 laps to go. Could he possibly get on the podium? It's not rule out.
Splinter.
Yeah. He's not that far behind. He's not that far behind, to be honest.
He's not. I tell you what, he would love a podium after the start they had down in 8th.
Yeah, and with Beesma's penalty, he's basically 4th at the moment.
Beesma's actually getting a little bit punchy with Camo Babo, so this could end in tears. Malcolm Holland up the inside of Camo Babo into turn 1.
Oh no!
And
Oh, what a save! Beesma.
Recovers.
What a save! Oh, Splinter's off as well!
Thought he was gone.
Oh, what a save that was from Beesma. Jeez.
So,
That's the save of the race. There we go, right there.
that's all those cakes he's been having in Amsterdam. That's the only reason he kept that on the track.
Cakes, inverted commas. In
Yeah.
Amsterdam, yep. But he's still all over despite that, he's still all over the back of Camo Babo.
Lit his tyres up between 1 and 2. He's still there. Camo's struggling actually.
It's only a matter of yellow flags, but it's only a matter of time before Beesma gets past Camo Babo. And as you said, he does look pretty feisty. Especially with that penalty, he's just going to go for it, I'd imagine. And
Just going to check penalties with Camo Babo. He doesn't have any. So he is currently on for 3rd.
just keeping an eye on the Ferrari.
Mr. John drops back down to 13th. Shab's got him.
Still driver of the day, you know.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
undeniable.
Is Beesma going to go
Again
for
up the
it?
inside. Oh,
Oh! Oh, to get a better angle of this. And he has done it.
what a move to be fair.
That was a horrible camera angle there, but Beesma is through into, well, we say 3rd place, but it won't be 3rd place
actually
by the
fifth.
end. Yep. And he's oh no, Camel Babble's
Camo's
on.
gone
Oh.
wide. Brings Jamie back into it. The battle for the podium has not finished. Still Blonde down into Spoon Curve. 14 seconds his lead.
Madness. Absolute
Great
madness.
drive. That's on new softs as well. He just continued to pull away from TC.
So yep, Straw Blonde now coming up to the final corner. Absolutely brilliant drive. And he will extend his lead in the championship. Here comes Straw Blonde to take victory at the Japanese Grand Prix. Absolutely brilliant drive there. 14 seconds ahead of TC, who's just coming around the final corner himself. As Baza, yeah, just about to say that.
TC, fantastic driver, and only his second appearance in an ILR race.
Oh,
and Splinter will get the podium.
Splinter gets the podium. So Campbell Babble must have had a penalty on the last lap then. You would have imagined.
After I check. Dexter's going to get a point. So this is good for the championship battle. In first place is Chris on 200 points. And in second is Sergeant Splinter Jamie on 198 points.
Ooh.
100 points available and there's 2 points in it.
That is sounding very tasty for the upcoming races. As Jack Gooding finishes in 7th. Norwich City
is 48 points off the lead.
It's still doable, but
it's doable. He's going to need a Raikkonen-esque end to the season. The 2007 Kimi Raikkonen drive.
I'm sure Baza can do that. Never write him off.
Dexter collects the last point. Pro Opel will finish in 11th. And Shabs, the final driver to go through 130R, will collect 12th. Mr. John, driver of the day in 13th.
Yeah, we had no votes in the chat, so guys, we have decided Mr. John will get driver of the day. Don't! As you probably see. So there we go, brilliant drive from Straw Blonde to take victory at the Japanese Grand Prix. And we'll just now wait for the podium celebrations. There we go. Straw Blonde, Sauber 1-3. They'll be ecstatic with that. As Straw Blonde there throws the trophy up in the air.
7 wins between those two this season. The dominant force in ILR8, Alfa Romeo. And only 2 points separate them as they head towards round 18. Mr. Beginnies, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been great, guys. Just before we go off to this is the last race of 2019, guys. So Jack and I would just like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas when it arrives, and we will see you for 2019. But a quick rundown: Straw Blonde TC 1-3 takes second with Sergeant Splinter in third, Camel Bubble in fourth with Monkey Meg in fifth, Beesma in sixth with Jacko in seventh, Norwich City in eighth with Speedwood in ninth, Dexter in 10th, Propa 11th, Shabs 13th with Mr. John, the legend that is Mr. John, in 13th.
Driver of the day, Mr. John, as well.
Indeed, Baza and Decisive, Morris, Ferry, Tudani, Crazy Flying Rob, GG Gaming King round out the final drivers. So yeah, as I say, guys, final race of 2019. We will see you in 2020, but for now, Jacko and I, we wish you a Merry Christmas. And don't forget, guys, the Christmas Sprint Championships is up in a couple of weeks. I think it's next week, actually. So
indeed it is. What is it, 12th of December?
Yeah, 12th of December, our famous
6 5-lap sprint races and the ILR tradition of the race to 10th around Monaco.
Yep, absolutely legendary. Indeed. All will be streamed on the channel, guys, so keep an eye on the channel and on Twitter for the links to that. But from Jacko and I, it's been a pleasure, and we'll catch you later.
Good night, God bless.